Malcolm X is someone that's known for being a radical racist in his past life. And then he went to Mecca. In Mecca, this is what he said. The Muslims of all colors and ranks here in Mecca from all parts of the earth, he wrote. During the past 7 days of this holy pilgrimage, while undergoing the rituals of the Hajj, I've eaten from the same plate, drank from the same glass, slept on the same bed or rug, while praying to the same God, not only with some of the earth's most powerful kings, cabinet ministers, potentates, and other forms of political and religious rulers, but also with fellow Muslims whose skin was the whitest of white, whose eyes were the bluest of blue, and whose hair was the blondest of blonde. Yet it was the first time in my life that I didn't see them as white men. I could look into their faces and see that they didn't regard themselves as white. So Malcolm X actually had this sort of transformation, this spiritual experience in the Hajj. But there is something wrong with what he said here. While I do agree with him that the aspect of there not being this sort of racism wasn't apparent to Malcolm X, he didn't see the racism. He didn't see how the brown people are treated by the Arabs over there, how some of the Arabs treat some of the other Arabs racistly. He also missed the point that he was getting five-star treatment. So here I am talking to Julie Jalaluddin about how Malcolm X actually was a great man who missed the point about the Hajj and how he didn't realize how actually classist it is. Anyways, here's our conversation. Check it out and let me know what you think. Malcolm X said different. So Malcolm X said different. What he's trying to say is that Malcolm X, when he went to Mecca and he was amazed at the Hajj. So I'm just gonna make it. I've read Malcolm X's autobiography. I do love the guy, and I love his book, and I recommend people read it. I think he's a genuinely good, great individual who really, truly was trying to find the truth, and did whatever he could. But the problem with what Malcolm X said is he got celebrity treatment at the Hajj. The prince or whoever it was at the time gave him a special access. He was kept in 5-star hotels. He was kept away from the halls. You know, I've heard from people I'm from Africa, and I've talked to my uncle. My uncle said when they went for Hajj, like all the Africans would sleep in one giant like room, right? Like it's not like when you say everybody's equal at the Hajj, it's not true. You have people sleeping in air-conditioned tents, getting like, you know, buffet meals, like as if they're on like, again, Disneyland sort of experience. And then you got people that, you know, there's like 30 of them sleeping on the floor in a room together, all coughing and making each other sick and stuff like that, right? So you can't really, you know, Malcolm X was genuinely a good person, but his experience was very one-sided. He had the freaking prince of the kingdom showing him around, giving him, you know, like he's gonna only see what they want him to see. He didn't see the racism. He was a special guest of the, you know, of the government.
People can have different experience. You can go there, stay in the worst kind of place, and still feel good about it. You know, like just because their experience is true doesn't make my experience less right. You know, like you can have different
That's
experiences.
true.
So.
That's a good point. Yeah. I'm just saying that, that's a perfect point. Okay. So go ahead. Done with Makkah now.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't go to Makkah. Go if you want to go. But that's my opinion about it. Is, you know, like I'm not against people having religion. Believe in whatever bullshit that you want. You know, my problem with religion in general is just when you started discriminating people and call it religion and say, oh, God wants it that way, you know, like like the Westboro Baptist Church, you know, like, you know, you talk to them as a person, they're nice, but they said, oh, God said you have to hate facts, you know, like, I mean, I'm using their word, okay?
No, we definitely don't.
So
Exactly.
it make, you know, those are the things that I have a problem with. The other stuff, you know, you want to pray 5-10 times a day, as long as you don't bother other people, you don't enforce hijab on women, you don't politicize religion, you know, that's all. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Someone's asking, can non-Muslims go there? No, non-Muslims cannot go there.
No.
And in terms of racism, you know, some people in the chat are saying that Muhammad taught racism. I personally disagree with that. I know there are racist hadith out there, but I was actually taught the opposite, that Like you
Mm,
don't treat people based differently based on race in Islam. And you go to any mosque, whether there's a black imam or white imam or Bosnian or
mm,
Turkish or Arab, in at least in Canada, there's no difference. You can go to any mosque and you'll be treated the same no matter what your color of your skin is. I never felt any racism in Canada from Muslims. This only
yeah.
happened when I went to, like you said, a classist society where they're very heavily classist, to the point that when you go to in Egypt, I found this funny. On the
Mm.
doors, they have names on the doors of in the apartment building. They have people's names on them, and they would have like Mohandis, meaning engineer, and then the name, or like
Oh.
doctor. A lot of
Mm.
them would put doctor. Like, it's like, okay, does everyone need to know you're a doctor? Apparently, everybody needs to know you're a doctor, so you put it on the name of your door.
Oh.
It's like
Kind of hard. Mm.
it's important over there. What your profession is apparently makes a big difference in how you're treated, right? So yeah. Anyways, we talked enough about Makkah, I think.
Yeah, no, I think we're kind of stuck on that topic.
Yeah.